Steady, are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on?
Thinking to myself.
Well, I was thinking to myself.
Prepare for an explosive display.
Oh, okay.
We live, baby.
Oh, okay. You ain't say nothing.
Special, but you ain't that special. You good.
Like, it's the new 2019
Not
intro.
just the intro.
It's the new intro 2019. Give it is, though. Okay.
Yeah, this could be your intro, bro.
Yeah. For Christmas special.
First guest of 2019. Cool, Clyde.
What's my sound like? Am I good?
It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright.
Lean in.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
You good,
man. Talk.
One nigga said I'm good. One nigga said lean in.
First night we love you.
What's up?
When I just wanna fuck.
I don't know y'all though.
Late nights thinking of you.
Until when?
Until I got my nuts.
Hey.
Toss and turn, lesson learned. You was my first girlfriend. Bridges burned all across the board. It's true. But what for?
I want to get signed, nigga. I'm like a fool.
And welcome. Act a fool and welcome.
Back.
to T2
Damn.
Pod.
Cats.
I don't like this.
Would you stop?
Chris is supposed to join.
I didn't know what you was saying. I was like, is this planned?
What up, though, man?
What's good?
Yeah, what's up? Oh, I gotta lean in, huh?
Yeah, so the people can hear you.
Who is this motherfucker? Who is this guy?
Oh, we gotta get this nigga an intro. We have Chris. You want your real name on here?
Sure.
Who are you today?
He's grown. He speak for himself.
Today, I'm Christopher Sanders, other known as Chris.
Are you here for a job interview?
We got Chapstick in the building. Chapstick is in the building.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, bro, you viral.
The infamous.
Yeah, you went viral, bro. You were the first friend that I mean.
Hey, stop using me for promo.
What you want Chris?
You know what I'm saying?
We used the Chapstick video for I think we better than that.
I was the first nigga in the crew to go viral.
For sure.
Yeah, you were though. Low key. Besides like
It was fucked up
Twitter
though.
tweet. You're alright, man. I'm happy you're here. Thank you for traveling all the way in this fucked up weather for us.
Snowstorm.
Yeah, you know, I low-key hope school get canceled. I'm still in school and shit.
He ain't young though. I mean, he ain't.
Right.
I am.
It's mid-January
Yeah,
though, man.
bro,
We just got the first snow.
You damn near quarter century.
Okay.
Yeah, you
fair
the
enough.
oldest, nigga. You old as hell.
I was just trying to give the context that he wasn't a college student, even though you were a college student.
I am a college
You're not
student.
an undergrad college student though.
Alright, bet that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, true.
So can I get the ground rules?
Of
This.
The
'Cause
P2 and
obviously I
podcast?
can't
Ain't
Google
no rules.
shit.
oh yeah, that's the only rule. Shit.
Don't
Ain't
be
no-
here Googling shit.
We only Google shit that's like worth Googling for real.
Yeah.
That everybody needs to know. Besides that though,
Alright,
whatever you feel is true at the time is gonna be true. If we don't know enough about it to tell you that you're wrong.
Alright.
That's how we keep this
And
pure.
vice versa. Yeah.
How about the hotline reminders? It's right now.
Huh?
The what?
The hotline.
Oh, thank you. Look, bro, I was on the podcast with Derek. He did the same thing. Like, don't forget about the suicide hotline. Like,
Oh yeah, man. Appreciate it.
appreciate it.
Suicide hotline is 1-800-273-8255.
Yeah.
Again, that's 273-8255. Suicide hotline available 24 hours a day,
365
7 days a week.
and holidays.
Are they open on holidays?
Yeah.
Are we lying?
I feel like they.
Yeah, I feel like
that's the worst time of year.
I would like to say suicide on holidays might be an increase in rate of suicide on holidays.
Bro, speaking of, do y'all ever notice how like around the holiday time, how like not to start like this, but how sad of a time that can be for some people, bro?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's probably why it increased, because people ain't around family. But yeah, we ain't making this shit sad, so off of suicide.
I mean, no, I want to talk about that.
That's the real shit. Yeah.
Like, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. Like, why,
I'm sorry.
Like, why was that, like, because y'all been doing that since, like, the first one. So, like, why was that important for y'all to do, like, and why y'all still do it today? Like, it's a lot of things in the world, you know, that affect people, but, you know what I'm saying, that was the one y'all chose. Like, why?
Really for the mental health aspect about the podcast. I mean, that's kind of the reason why we started it, was just to have like an outlet to get our shit off, really, and just have like a platform. And I know with me, I have, I don't know, anxiety, depression, a lot going on. And I mean, mental health is just like one of the things that I always felt was important, and a lot of people don't have somebody to talk to. So in the beginning, I mean, we kind of I won't even say strayed away from it, but we always used to say, like, if you need somebody to talk to like, DM us or anything, just because, I mean, we have a good group of friends that we all can go to and talk to, but everybody don't have that same moral support. So, I mean, at least the suicide hotline is there to have somebody to talk to, and it's better to talk to someone that you don't know. I mean, going to somebody like a friend or something, you might think that they're judging you. So the suicide hotline is just like a getaway, I guess. I never called myself, but I do know people that called, and it's better to just have somebody to talk to that's not biased.
I mean, yeah, everything you said, Sav. The first thing I thought of, I guess, when you asked the question was, like, I always wanted to, if we got a platform like this, no matter, like, how big, how small, I always wanted to, like, I don't know, like, kind of for it to mean something, you know? Like, and it's certain responsibilities you gotta have on, like, when you, like, putting your voice out there into the world. And I feel like you never know when that moment could be for somebody, and it could just be them riding in the car on the way to work and listening to T2 and podcast. So it's like, you never know.
No, I feel that. How y'all, like, take that into account? Shit, I'm asking a question. My bad.
No, this ain't the interview, bro.
No, what's called?
We just here talking.
Like, how y'all feel, like, about, like, y'all marketing, like, and reaching that group? Like, how y'all feel like y'all can do that more, you know what I'm saying? Because, like y'all saying, there's people out there who need to hear that, and you never know when they gonna hear it. It's a huge issue. I do, like, a lot of presentations and shit, like, back at school about shit like this, and especially, like, in black men in, like, our age group. It's, like, one of the top 3 causes, like homicide and suicide for our age group. It's like we're killing ourselves. Like, we either killing each other or, like, literally killing ourselves, you know? So, and I feel like it's all in our head, you know what I'm saying? And I think it just goes back to that self-hate shit. So it's like, y'all doing it now. I feel you, like, on that, like, but, like, how we get more people listening that, like, need to hear it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's people out there.
Yeah, I think with that is more if we were kind of based more around, like,
Be more serious.
if we was being more serious about this shit. It was just like having, like, if that was our message, that's not really like our message. That's just like, this podcast is really just like being a fly on the wall of, like, our real life conversations. And if something hits home and, like, relatable to you, then that's what, at least for me, that's, like, what I really care about. As far as just mentioning the suicide hotline, it's just like, these are the thoughts that, like, we think to ourselves. So I mean, like, a lot of times you just have like I know, at least for me, I gotta stop generalizing. I have like a million thoughts in my head, and like I can't really get them all out. So having this podcast or having just at least one person to talk to is kind of the way I stay sane, or just like get my thoughts in order. So we just mentioning to people that they have the suicide hotline, or they can have us as a resource if need be, if they're in the same predicament where like they don't really feel like they have somebody to talk to, but they need somebody.
I feel you. So this is y'all way of doing that, and if you don't have that way, then the hotline may be a way for you.
Yeah. It's not our way of doing it. Like, that's the reason why we did the podcast. But it's just like something that was important to me, so I mentioned it to other people, letting them know, like, if it's not me or if you don't have somebody, at least call the suicide hotline if you are having crazy thoughts.
And use the word crazy loosely too. Just,
I feel you, but I mean, it's context to crazy.
Yeah, there it is.
Speaking of,
go ahead.
I hate the Gucci Mane song "Bipolar" for that reason. Have you ever heard it off his new album?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, like the first time I heard it, it just like it bothered me.
You feel like it shouldn't be played with in that way? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Go crazy with the check, Bipolar. I might throw something crazy around my neck. You know, so
I don't like that mental health and being depressed and everything, people starting to like capitalize off of it. Even though I just say like, we not doing this podcast to make money or nothing. This is more of just like how I said, something that was important to me, so I put out there so people can be aware that they do have somebody to talk to. I don't like how everybody doing this like depression, anti like talking to people, like I don't know, but a lot of people are like referring therapy and shit too, but I don't like that shit, like doing all these drugs and shit to cope, and then like promoting lean and shit. It's just like, I don't like that shit, so I feel you.
I think like it is becoming, like the good word you use, to capitalize. Like people, it's like a crutch now, or an excuse now. Like, and you never know what's real and what's not because people starting to abuse it. Yeah. Like I did something wild, you know what I'm saying? Oh fuck, I'm not mentally sane, or I'm not mentally well, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or I don't know.
It's hard to challenge though.
Yeah, it really is.
I never know what the fuck going on in anybody's head at any given moment. So it's like, it's one of like, how you gonna tell me? That's like the epitome of that situation.
That's what make it dangerous. You can always stand on that because you never know what nobody actually going through.
Right. Even with it being like a crutch though, I just hate that it's being promoted. It's like, oh, you going through all this, so drink lean or pop pills and do all that. Like, I don't know. And I guess I'm a hypocrite because I say that stuff about weed, but I don't know. You can abuse weed and it's not going to have the same effects on you as abusing pills and abusing lean and shit. Like, I don't know. It needs to be some type of barrier or something.
I feel like I don't really relate it in that way. Like, I see what you mean, like the correlation between the two, but I think it's like people who do it just to excuse their everyday actions or their personal life actions too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Outside of music or entertainment, people just, I did something fucking crazy, and my thing I fall back on is I wasn't mentally well during the time where I'm going through a mental.
Well, he was bringing up with Gucci though.
True.
About the bipolar shit. So that's what I mean, like they promote it. And like how Peasy or somebody, they got like Martin Luther King holding up the double cup and shit. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, that shit is just going a little too far for me. Ignorant as hell. But
I mean, it's
ignorant nigga, right?
it's the internet though. Like, it's some wild stuff on the internet.
True, but it's like kids see that shit though.
True. I was like you was saying though, that's like the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde shit, where it's like you one person, and then you create this whole other good person in your head.
Yeah.
And it's like that's not even me for real doing that, you know.
Right.
And I feel like, cause that motherfucker was crazy. He went out and just murdered motherfuckers and named himself different. Yeah. You know. So I feel like that is real though. Like, it's hard though to dismiss it, like you were saying, like people mental health issues and shit like that. But
you can never know for certain.
It's always a nigga trying to cheat the system though. I think that's something consistently. Yeah.
Would anything like that
ever existed,
right? that people will like give you a passport. It's gonna be somebody who go finesse that shit or abuse that shit. Exactly.
Like deaths in the family. Like if you missed a exam in college, like it's so many motherfuckers fake that shit, bro.
Exactly.
Like, no matter how fucked up that shit is,
it's gonna be somebody doing that shit.
Yeah, or to get off of work to do anything.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People play on emotions. That's all the world is. People play on emotions all day. And money. Emotions and money.
Yeah, bro. It's white people.
Exactly. You kind of triggered me.
What you mean?
You said kids gonna see it, and I have kind of like apprehension about that. Like,
I triggered him. Right.
I didn't know that
like a millennial.
27-year-old white liberal and shit. Female liberal. Alright, I'm sorry, bro.
No, fine. I'm just saying, that's something that stuck out to me. So, the whole concept and idea of like the children is gonna see this, and like you have to be such and such for the children. Yes, they're gonna see it. Yes, like you got to keep that in mind. But if we not applying this concept to like everything across the board, you know what I'm saying?
We should be.
You know, like the world is the world. I always say shit in my head. Like the world is the world, and you can protect your child from it for as long as you want to. Eventually, the world is gonna be the world, and he or she is gonna be in it, no matter what. And why are we criticizing certain parts of the world and society and not all parts in the same way? Like, if I'm a rapper talking about this and that I do in my personal life, or that I don't do in my personal life, that's in my art, in my music, why am I getting criticized when fucking M. Night Shyamalan can go make his fucking movie about fucking, I don't know, somebody getting some child abduction or some pedophile type shit or anything like that, some dramatic shit, but he get to make his art over here in his pocket and he not scrutinized the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna see that too, right? Like I feel like it's all the same thing.
I don't disagree with nothing you said. That still don't make what that nigga did, right?
No.
I agree. It should be across the board. Yeah, nobody should be doing it.
I'm just saying, we gonna scrutinize in that way. Just the kids gonna see it. Shit, the kids is gonna see everything. The world is the fucking world.
Yeah, I'm with you. And it should be on the parents to bring it to their kids to let them know that that's wrong. And I mean, you shouldn't do that. And that's whatever it's for. Like he doing that for entertainment or whatever. But you shouldn't do that because you're a kid. I understand that, but you also shouldn't just be the asshole and do it anyway because you can, and it's on the parents to fix the problem. Like you should.
Why am I the problem?
Because I mean, the world is the problem.
You don't feel like you ignorant by
okay,
like,
true enough.
But the thing that I struggle with is just like, so like we all start as children. Mm-hmm. So like, when is that like? Is it like a certain day? Like is it like exactly when you like 18, like you come to like being innocent to becoming like part of the problem?
True.
It's like it's so much gray area in there. Like shit, if you black, you might get, you know what I'm saying, a life sentence. Like tried as an adult when you're 14.
Right.
Just because you look older to them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
or a perception of what you did is older, or who you are is older.
Like I just like be thinking about that shit a lot actually, and like it's like either we all guilty or we all innocent, and like victims of the system. Like it has to be one or
you
the
mean by
other.
that?
It's like some people can be guilty and some people can be innocent. It's like if the system is like fucked up, the only people who are really at fault are people controlling the system. Like everybody else who falls under those lines are like completely innocent to me, because it's like you creating these conditions for them to live in, and they don't have no choice but to live that way. They don't have no say in the matter or ask to be here.
Yeah, bro, we all innocent. All these it's just niggas just make up rules, bro. None of this shit is real. We just gotta follow rules. Everybody innocent. All the people just wrong, like you said. They just put it to how they want it.
And you saying like everything is a byproduct of
Laws
something
are
else.
man-made.
So
Yeah.
like you saying it's always a way. Not I don't want words in your mouth, but the way I'm interpreting this is like you're saying you can always look back to see what the root of this is, and it's gonna be like some systematic shit, or it's gonna be some
always.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And like you saying with we gotta protect the kids like from seeing this shit. It's like at what point are you protecting and at what point you enabling? Because I feel like you live in the same life. Like it ain't no one day to the next like snap of the fingers. It's like
Overnight.
all that. All right, fuck all would have happened to you. Because you had like kid like he went through homelessness. He was raised in a house with drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he, you know what I'm saying, he in like say at Whaley, and it's only a certain age you can be at Whaley, and then they basically kicking you to the streets. Like, what the fuck you think was gonna happen?
Whaley Children's Center in Flint for like endangered youth.
Yeah. So I mean, just places like that where, you know what I'm saying, like you taking them in, you give them a place to live. You know, they eating, they surviving, but it's like they never really getting back to like that trauma that they went through.
I've never really thought about it that way. Like, what point do you stop getting that pass of being a victim, and when is it like, all right, nah, this is your fault?
Right.
When that shit can affect you your whole life, or never stop affecting you.
And there's plenty of people like that who like it's some people who ain't never left their hood.
Yeah.
That's true. Goddamn, Chris.
I always be thinking about that shit. That's damn near one of the main things I think about is like.
Yeah, it's like people in New York who never left like they borough or whatever it's called. Or, like never been to Central Park. Or like it's people that's never left Flint. Or that probably never left the north side, because it's like everything that you need is on one side of town.
The store and the liquor store.
A regular store and a liquor store.
And a barbershop. And that's straight. Your school over there, everything you need. That's crazy. I don't want to keep talking about like this.
Hey man, go ahead.
Quote unquote crazy stuff. But what do y'all think about people that talk to themselves? Like I always was told, you're only crazy if you answer yourself. Like you can talk to yourself all day, and if you answer yourself, that's when you're crazy.
I do that shit every day.
Talk and answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Me too, yeah. Like, and I don't feel like, I mean, I feel like I'm crazy sometimes, like my own definition of crazy, I guess. But it's just like, I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, like flying off the walls, like need to be in an institution type shit. Not saying that people in institutions are crazy. Disclaimer.
I always feel like they meant if you was having like a conversation with yourself.
Pause. All thoughts and opinions are not representative of Central Michigan University. Don't fire me. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Disclaimer.
But yeah, I always thought that people meant like if you was having an actual conversation with yourself. Then I'm like, okay, then yeah, you crazy. You crazy if you having a conversation, like an actual conversation with yourself, like going back and forth. Like my Uncle Pee Wee, he have like conversations with himself. Like yelling, screaming, everything. Cussing people out. A lot of people just say little stuff to themselves. Like, oh, I forgot my keys. Dang, oh, they've been right here the whole time. Like little stuff like that is, I don't feel like should be counted as crazy even though you answering yourself.
So you mean like how we talking right now, but it's just me though.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel you.
And so you saying having external conversations with nobody that's there? You mean?
Yeah.
I guess I can see that a little bit, but like you said, people do that shit all the time. Like, oh shit, I got my kids. Or like, that shit in the fucking house. Like, you know, that shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of the same thing. Like, where's the line at? Where
I think the line
crazy.
is where you actually having a conversation, like saying something, just like a quick little phrase, shouldn't be counted. But like if you, like Chris just said, if he was sitting here for as long as we've been talking and he's going back and forth and answering,
Okay, that's a little wild.
you wild.
Yeah.
You sit there, like nobody can be like, oh, he do that. He's like, why?
He do that.
White dog sit at the table by himself and just have a conversation.
For hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like people that eat in the dark. Like, if you sitting at the kitchen table and you eating in the dark, something a little off.
Whether
To
it,
me.
no,
To me.
for real.
To
Whether
me.
it be you came in the crib and didn't cut no lights on, or you got the food and didn't cut all the lights on.
Like, imagine walking into your dining room and you see somebody in the dark and you hear or see them eating, bro. You gonna flick on the light mad at him. Like,
What are you doing?
like, bro, what are you doing? Why are you eating in the dark?
Okay.
I can't.
The
get
fucked
jiggy
up
though.
thing is though, the fucked up thing is that all black people gonna cut the light up back when they leave the room.
No. And like, bro, that's like people shit right there. Whatever you do, they gonna leave you to that shit, though. I'm gonna leave you to it.
Yeah, like,
I'll leave you to it.
yo, crazy ass.
Right.
Cut off the light. Bro.
You're crazy head.
Yell upstairs telling somebody else and shit. Y'all got him eating in the dark?
So for now, he downstairs by himself in the dark.
What y'all do to him?
No, that boy be eating in the dark by himself. Start a whole thing.
Hell no.
I be feeling kind of like, not crazy. I hate that. That's a good
Bro, I
topic.
be
How
feeling
loose of a
crazy.
word that is.
I
too,
mean, it's
though.
just like the stigma around mental health that, like, if you dealing with that, you crazy. Like, crazy a thing in and of
True.
itself. So,
Yeah.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like you should guard yourself from the word.
Well, I be feeling crazy. I be at work and my work building is like pretty big, so I be walking around and I'm always kind of like saying little shit to myself, or I'm rapping to myself or something. I be wondering, people be seeing me when I'm walking down the halls and there's nobody around me. I'm just my lips is just moving, but you can't hear what I'm saying. But I just be in my own little zone.
Yeah. I got a habit of doing that, like when I'm walking past somebody in the car, like if they let you go, I like start rapping the song or something. Trying to make it like I'm doing something. Like if I want to pull my phone out or something, it's like I'm rapping the song.
So got the
I be
awkward
thinking that
situation.
too though. Yeah, they like I be thinking like that. They be thinking like he probably talking to himself or something. Man.
I have my earpods in. I don't have
Oh, you
earpods.
got
I'm about to say I
them
don't have
doing?
AirPods.
No, I'm broke, man. Like you said.
The clout.
I'm broke.
I don't like that shit either.
Or the clout. Or
Well,
AirPods.
yeah, cloud in general, but yeah, that earpod equals.
Clout.
But that's a troll though.
It is,
It
though.
is. It is a troll.
But it's like trolled itself into like cloutdom.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
Fast too.
right. That worked like in the way they wanted it to work.
Yeah, it did. Cause all women do is call dudes broke now on social media.
Yeah.
So it's like all men ain't got what's the no man got all five.
All
but
five.
yeah. Bro, them things be hilarious, bro. I love Twitter.
Man, speaking of the women that be on the internet, bro, it's getting a little spooky, man. I don't know. Like, I know last episode we touched on toxic masculinity, but it might be the same shit going on out here, just the opposite way.
I was thinking that when I was listening, like, why are you talking about no toxic femininity and like
Toxic
you know what I'm saying?
femininity.
Like these teen mother. No, nothing wrong with teen mothers. My mom was a teen mother and shit like that. But these young mothers, you know what I'm saying? Like teaching these little girls that they gotta wear wigs and wear makeup to be pretty and shit like that. And like that ain't fucking these kids up too.
Right.
Like,
is that the same argument?
It's not though, because it's like from the stance is like men are like the oppressive gender of like all of the gender constructs. So it's like for them to be like placed in a victimized role, it's never gonna be like, it's like the same concept of like male rape. Like it's no men's Me Too rumor, and like people make jokes about motherfuckers getting raped in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like
true. Since forever.
Yeah, so I guess it's like since we supposed to have from a point of privilege.
And it's always gonna be looked at a little weird when we get to complaining.
Yeah.
Because like we already so privileged enough.
I'm trying to start the male Me Too movement.
Yeah, I've been groped.
I think they should.
I shouldn't say that on.
Start sending them bitches to jail.
Hey, speak your truth, King. What you mean?
You know, I ain't gonna throw no names out there, no situations out there, but I mean, women do be out here be wilding though, like, you know what I'm saying? They really be on that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, humans is humans, man. Like, so I mean, if we really getting down to it, like,
yeah,
I like, and this ain't even like personal beliefs, but like all the shit I be doing in school, like it surrounds around like inclusiveness now. Like you gotta be inclusive to everybody. You can't kick nobody out. And of course, like a lot of that is gender. People identifying as transgender, like non-binary conforming, gender fucky, like all that shit. So it's like if that's the direction we going in, we just gotta treat humans as humans and like excuse all the titles anyway. So it's like a lot of this other shit ain't gonna make sense once that shit.
I'm sorry, a gender fucky?
Yeah, so it's like they're all like, no, this real shit. Like
I never
they all. So it was in this book called Trans in College, and like they made their own gender called gender fucky, and they basically their gender was like their goal was to be ambiguous, and like from day to day, like people couldn't tell if they were a man or a woman, and that was the way in which they identified. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the shit. This is what I'm saying. This is just the shit that I be reading. Like,
it's like
so it started to change like how I think about shit because I know so much of it going on, and it's like student affairs. Like we supposed to be advocating on the behalf of students. So it's like I gotta understand where they coming from, even if I don't believe and agree with it.
Are those the people that saying like, now I can be a man, but in 10 minutes if I want to I can be a female?
Right.
So that's gender fucky. That's them.
I mean that might not be how they see. That's the thing. It's like a self-identifying process. Yeah. So it's like I could be whole ass sitting here how I am and say I'm gender fucky, right. And like you gotta ride with that. You can't challenge it.
No, you gotta have autonomy to be where you want to be,
bro. Like, I say let them do whatever they want to do, want to be, but it's like in order.
So should I be able to join the women's hoop team?
No, I was about to just say, as far as like picking your gender, and if you want to switch and call yourself a man, call yourself a woman, do whatever you want to do. But why do we have to change like society to fit that though? You should just
because they don't feel like it's a place for them. They don't feel like if it's right. It's the gender binary. It's like these two boxes, like man and woman, and they don't feel like they fit in either. You know what I'm saying? So they feel like it's kind of like the system fucked up. That's the system fucked up.
Because we got like male and female restrooms and stuff. So I guess if for this 20 minutes, if you're a male, you can't go in the male bathroom. Right. You fuck.
Society don't have to respect your decision. Yeah. It's what it is.
And that's what they trying to do is like, you have to respect my decision. And it's like, I low-key don't. I can respect you as a person, and I don't have a problem with you, but I don't have to change all the rules that fits the majority to conform to you, though.
But
and I know that I know that trickles into a lot of other things, but but it's like it's too many of y'all. It's too many. It's like 71 of them motherfuckers now, or some shit like that. Like genders and everything, and it's only 2 sexual organs. I'm just saying, like, and I get the mind can be whatever you want it, but it's like, dude, we trying to fit
You're talking
these
dudes
two
right now.
No,
What the 70 ones? What
People.
the 70? I'm talking, okay.
people, they, them, or you are whoever the fuck you want to be, his, her, all y'all. I just feel like it's hard. Now, like I was saying, we was at Sharky's. I don't even think I said this on the podcast. I can't remember that they can turn all the handicap bathrooms into everybody bathrooms.
No, that's so like on college campuses at least. So you have to have at like a certain amount of inclusive bathrooms within each feet, like within a certain amount of feet each other, and that's like what a lot of people doing is like that can count. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so that's straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as
bathroom
like
count?
because it's like a private bathroom that anybody can use. So
Okay.
it's like that counts.
That's all they need to do instead of like labeling them whatever bathroom is just a bathroom now.
Yeah, that's like so. I went out to Albion not this summer, like this past summer, and like all their bathrooms are just like anybody can use this bathroom.
But
There are single
I was
bathrooms.
about to ask the exact same question.
No.
Mm.
So it's kind of weird though because it's like they transitioned the bathroom, but it's like an old school, so they haven't like really transitioned them. So it's like the bathrooms that used to be the men's bathroom there still have urinals, and the bathrooms that used to be the women's bathroom still had like the little trash can inside the stall where you throw like feminine products and shit.
Is that not problematic in a little bit of sense?
I mean, I feel like it is because I mean,
motherfuckers is creeps.
Yeah,
That's
that's
really
what
what
I'm
I'm
working
I
on.
wasn't
Yeah.
trying to, but yeah, niggas is really creeps, and it's like you can just go wherever the fuck you want. But I mean, I think it's just that when motherfuckers be thinking this shit up, they don't think of all the shit that come with it. My bad, that's my computer and shit.
Good.
They starting to ask pronouns on job applications now.
Yeah,
Like, what's your pronoun on your job application? To me, that's like I always say, like the world changing. The world has changed, bro. Like it's continuing to change, but it already changed. Like this is not the same world that we used to.
I always keep ending up at the bottom though.
Who,
Like,
black
as
people?
black people. And the fucked up part is like all the motherfuckers who like doing shit now, like gay people, like the transgender rights, like women's rights, like they all following like the patterns like for the African American civil rights movement.
That's because they all got
That's the
money.
most effective movement to liberate people in American history.
But we like still at the bottom.
I know,
Yeah,
but it's
okay.
like don't take the motto and not be trying to fuck with us though.
They got money, bro. That's the only reason. You can still be gay and rich, or do whatever you want and come from like this prestigious family. Like in Mount Pleasant, they got a thing called the Gay Mafia. It's like a whole bunch of professionals that just like get together and they just taking over shit now, like petitioning stuff to get over. Like they just shaping it to how they want it.
So they're gonna be like that section in Dallas that's just like a gay community.
I guess I
They
don't
have,
know.
That's the thing in Dallas.
Like their street lights are like rainbows, like they have actual like you don't have to be gay to live there, but it's like some fairy tale land shit. Like I'm sorry to sound like that way, but it's like these like niggas was saying like the street lights is rainbows. Like I picked up a newspaper because I was trying to get like registered to like sell shit in the town, and like it was like hella like HIV ads. There was like a gay car dealer. It was low key like y'all know that Dave Chappelle episode. He had like the gay land keeper service.
Yes.
Like it was like literally that. Like except without the parody. Like that's actually like how they live their lives right there.
I wouldn't be opposed to going there. I just want to see what that shit is. Like, that's wild. Like, I would want to see that.
That shit sound like
The whole
the Wiz or something.
gay society. Like, that's impressive.
Yeah. It's kind of... So, I mean, and it's like safe for them down there. I mean, it's Texas. You know, it's a lot of...
It's Texas safe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like, it's Texas.
Yeah. So, they got to do that down there. We
Yeah,
try
man.
to do that shit. Like
Our
Wall
kids
Street.
gonna grow up in a different place. It's just gonna be different, bro. Like the laws and the rules and everything just changing. Like if they do have a community, it's like how niggas got like Chinatown.
Yeah, we had Little Mexico.
Yeah,
I was thinking the same
you
thing.
just gonna have
Little
flamboyant
rainbow.
and
Yeah,
shit.
that's what it is.
Yeah. Right, you got a
A
little
little flamboyant.
you got a little rainbow. That's funny, man.
You said something earlier, Chris, that I didn't want to like lose a thought on. Damn it, I might just lost a thought. Oh no, you said, okay, with the gender fuckies, right?
Yeah.
And them like deciding from day to day what they
wanna
gender is gonna be.
identify with.
Okay. Let's walk through this real quick, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I read a lot of literature.
All right.
It was like that was one of the things like I like really like had to stop and like actually like take it in because like bro, we don't talk about that. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Flint, like we all from Flint, so we can talk about that as a whole. Like that shit is taboo as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, if this is what I gotta be dealing with, I gotta actually like read this shit and start to begin to understand some shit. I ain't gonna cut you up though.
No, not at all. Just context. Okay. Let's get this a slow walk.
Yeah.
So sex, right, is a shared act and a shared experience where both parties like kind of an ideal sex, not like creepy or rapey kind of
Right.
like both people 50% consensual have 50% responsibility in this thing, right?
Right.
Okay. And okay, say with like pillow talking or sharing intimate moments, sexual experiences, like it's a little bit murky because that is both of y'all participating in that. Just like it's your truth to go out and tell somebody your business, it's also halfway their business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, following?
Yeah.
Okay, if I identify as a heterosexual human being,
Yeah.
and I have sexual relations with a gender fucky who was a girl that day,
Right.
but then 3 days later, this individual identifies as a man or something that's not a girl and it doesn't coincide to my sexual orientation, my sexual beliefs, right?
Yeah.
Because we both participated in that act and we both have 50% accountability for that, am I now...
Can she go tell somebody that you like bi or gay? Is that what you asking?
Yeah. Like, where does that leave me at?
So
basically,
she got a vagina.
In fact, I'm not gonna say you gay like at all for one.
She got a vagina and you talked to her on the day that she was a real girl, you straight. Even if she did, it's like you have a vagina.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't be gay either way.
So
now, if she was a full blown dyke 24/7, 365, and like she wasn't even a cute dyke, then yeah, you're a little.
All right,
but
so, so the first thing you said was she has a vagina and she's a woman.
Christian to break it
down. That's the first thing you said.
Dressed like a woman, yeah.
So if there's a man and he goes and gets surgically has a vagina,
that's not the same. She was born with one.
All right. So you said that's not a woman in the first place. You know?
The dude who would have got his shit removed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a man who just got his shit removed.
So,
Well,
I'm not, bro.
what?
They can attack me all they want. If you born with what you born with, that's your gender.
Bro, that's your belief.
What are you in your head is up to you. But to society and what we can know and what we see, because can't nobody get inside your brain, you a man. I'm sorry.
But dig this though. I think the gender fucky concept go way deeper than what your organ is or what your biological makeup is, because
it's in your brain.
Exactly.
yeah. So it's like, that's kind of like what y'all talking about is this thing called like the genderbread person. Genderbread person. I mean, they just call
Like
it
not
like
gingerbread,
that.
genderbread.
Yeah. They call it like that. It's what was catchy, but it's like a diagram of a gingerbread person, but it's the genderbread person.
Okay.
And it's like, I think it's like 4 or 5 like aspects to it. It's like sexual identity, which is like, you know what I'm saying, like
Asexual, heterosexual, homosexual.
Yeah. But then it's like sexual expression.
What's that?
That's like how you're expressing at that moment. So technically, I could identify as a heterosexual male and then go fuck a man.
Now you gay.
No, no.
let him get shit off. Okay?
Like I'm expressing homosexuality for that moment, but I can still identify as heterosexual.
Bro. In your head, you can be whatever you want to be, and can't nobody tell you wrong or you right.
But it goes deeper. So there's like,
is it wrong to say pause, right? Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Yeah, pause.
Just go ahead.
For the record, pause.
We in the real conversation. Just pause. Go ahead.
So then it's like romantic identity and romantic
This is
expression.
a pause on this whole conversation.
Yeah, really. So it's like it's like who you like decide to be in romantic relationships with.
This is another piece of the
this is like romantic
expression
or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can look it up afterwards. None of this fact check.
We'll do that.
Whatever I say is
we
true.
don't
Right
believe
now.
it because we don't know shit about that.
So it's like that's like I can like identify as like a heterosexual man, but express homosexuality and like fuck dudes, but my romantic expression is towards women and I don't fuck girls, and I can still be identify as heterosexual.
How can you have a romantic expression towards women but you're not fucking girls?
Like that's who I decided to be in romantic relationships with.
So you in a romantic relationship with a woman but you only fuck men?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then you have like your sexual identity is like your actual sexual organ, and then
is that just people who just in the closet, or is people who like
it's
really like
who out here.
That's just what they are?
Yeah,
it's like
that's how they have the research on it. You know what I'm saying? Because people willing to express that. I mean, so it's like the concept is like way like out there, bro, because it's like
this is like some ancient Greek shit.
Yeah,
like some
like
Alexander the Great type
fuck.
shit. Yeah,
that was like the purest form of like sexual pleasure and purest form of like sexual expression was like male to young boy back then.
Pause.
Bro, for real.
Yeah, I mean I know, but like,
yeah,
that shit crazy.
So yeah, enough about. I mean, let's just keep talking about.
It ain't really draw out this conversation.
It ain't really much to keep. I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
So no, I would say no. Well, I mean, can she go tell something? She can go tell somebody whatever the fuck you want.
True,
but
I forgot that.
So that's where I guess where it's at. Then it's like that heterosexual identity. She can go tell anybody whatever the fuck she want. But if you feel in your heart and mind that you are a heterosexual man, that's like all that should matter to you is what they saying. So like you can be a heterosexual man and go do whatever the fuck you want.
But if I believe I'm a heterosexual man, that's all it is.
Right. That's it and that's all.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I'm a white man with a 920 credit score. I'm still sitting in this bitch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Go tell that to the
I ain't
dealership.
living like that, you know.
But that's what you are, though.
You identify as that, so
It's like a lot of just different
not
shit.
the trope.
I try to use different words and like weird, like, but it's just like some different shit. Like, it's like shit that they go through that like, if I tell you this right now, like your first reaction probably is gonna be like, that's their fault. Like, this is like an issue that they go through is that like, say I want to be a woman, and you know what I'm saying, like I do like everything, you know what I'm saying, I look like a woman. So it's like I identify as transgender woman, but if I look exactly like a woman and people just like treat me like a woman now it's like you excluding a part of my identity because it's like you only accepting me because I'm fully passing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
So it's like you only accept me because it's like I look like a woman and you can't tell, not because you accept my decision.
Right.
So it's like you want to be all the way there and treated like one, but it's like once you are, it's like you still have this internal struggle because it's like you don't know if it's just because it's invisible.
That's insecurity.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was
That's kind of the basis of this whole thing.
That's insecurity. Like, that's your fault, right? You know what I'm saying?
It is.
And I predicted that's what you was saying.
You can't call you on that shit 5 minutes before you said it.
You feel me?
Because, bro, it's like, they literally want for it to be like a third gender and that just be like what everybody think and accept.
No,
and
not
it's
the
hard.
third one.
69 other ones, actually.
The extremist, is extremist a far word?
Extremist?
Is that a far word?
Damn, that's kind of like
the extremists amongst the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
would like to abolish gender
as a whole.
Yes.
And people just be free of doing whatever they want to do.
Because it's like, what are really the implications of it, really?
I agree with that more than
they're
trying to create another one.
Right.
All the implications are societal.
Right. And it's like all things that we can change about society.
The only thing with that, though, is just like gender is not real. Like, I get everything else. Sexual orientation, everything like that.
Yeah.
But there's only 2 sexual organisms. Until it becomes more, like it's a male and there's a female. That's how they reproduce and make more people. Until another organ comes about that's regular, this is the only way we can do it. I agree with if they want to take off gender as a whole, as far as like sexual orientation, and it's like
that makes sense.
You can dress and do whatever you want to do. That's you, bro. Go do you. But it has to be a male and a female. Like you can't.
Right. It's like all.
Yeah, we can't create a new species as of right now. Like
all pretty much all animals like
I was
reproduce.
Thinking about animals too.
Like, on a male to female basis. So it's like you have to take that at some type of value. You can't just dismiss science.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we not fish.
Honestly, the only reason why we here is because we so goddamn smart. See, animals is just like we just fucking to reproduce, or we just fucking if we dolphins, we just fucking because we want to fuck. But us, we're intelligent, and that's where complications come. Not only complications with native context, just complications as a byproduct of us being intelligent.
Right.
Like that's where anything comes from, just from us having our own free will and thinking shit. It's like, oh, wait a second, but why not this way? It's humans' whole basis.
So yeah, that's a bit on gender today.
Yeah, I learned a lot today.
Yeah, I've probably learned a tremendous amount.
Yeah,
I have a friend. I'll call this person a friend. And they have a kid. And it's like they like work as like an administrator too. So like her kid like pretty young, got a little boy, and I like asked like about this, just like how you feel like raising a kid, like knowing all this, like this is what students go through sometimes when they can't feel like they fully express their identity. And she said, like, just how they raised it, it was like, whatever he wants to do is cool. Like, if he want to paint his nails and stuff, he can paint his nails. If he want to play with dolls, he can play with dolls. Like, kind of like the toxic masculinity conversation I was having last time. Just like, he does what he wants to do. And, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as it's not nothing bad or harmful to anyone else or himself, is like, his parents okay with that.
I just feel like they gonna grow up so confused, man. But I could just be, that's just an old way of thinking. But
Yeah, I mean,
I just think the world, they're gonna be like the first people in the world who like grew up like that and then raised their kids like that in order for like the world to really start like changing for real. So
Right.
for us right now, it all seems weird and we all think like, oh, it's gonna be, it could go wrong.
but it's like everybody going.
But it's like we never know. Like they
Absolutely.
think that they could have thought that about us or whatever. So
I be thinking like, man, I don't like.
I just think disease is gonna go crazy.
I think so too, but
It might be a byproduct here.
new space age.
New space age.
But it's like I be thinking about this shit. Like I'm like forced to think about these things now because like it's gonna be in the line of work I'm doing. I'm getting a master's degree and shit. I ain't going nowhere from it no time soon, or I just be wasting my fucking time.
Right.
So it's like I gotta like think like this now. So it's like when I have kids, am I gonna be thinking more like what I learned in my work and like thinking like down the line, like what if this is actually who my kid is, and like I'm holding them back from being happy. I'm giving them, you know what I'm saying, mental issues to deal with and shit like that, or do I go back to how I was raised, you know what I'm saying, and just making the adjustments from like how I was raised, or like scrap and start over, you know.
Yeah.
But I ain't nowhere near there yet, so hopefully. 2 fingers crossed.
I mean, I feel like I've heard people at my job talk about the same thing too. And one of the guys too was saying the same thing, like some stuff is just in our DNA. He was saying like he never told his daughter to, I can't remember what the example he gave, but his son like automatically picked like, let's say a fire truck, and his daughter automatically started using whatever they had,